Dominique Williams, and welcome to Design Therapy. Today I am in my friend Kathleen's New York City studio apartment. For the past few weeks I've been helping her with redesigning her apartment. Come take a look. There are a lot of factors when you're considering designing a space. It usually is the shape of the space, it's the size of it, the height of the ceilings, the amount of light that you receive from the outside. In Kathleen's case, you can see she only has one window and a limited amount of light. Those are all important factors. Also, Kathleen is an entrepreneur and she works outside of her apartment as well as inside. A lot of people do these days. So what are we going to do? We're going to separate the work zone and the privacy zone. Come take a look again. We picked up these wonderful storage units from IKEA. You'll notice that we have them separated. Kathleen and I moved them together. They're tall. They compensate for her tall ceilings. If you let everything against the wall, if you have everything just low, it'll make the space seem overwhelming. Kathleen hadn't been happy in her space for quite a long time. It's a great space, there's no need for that. Everyone deserves a haven. Everyone deserves to leave the stress and strain of everyday life outside of the door. So that's why we picked these storage units. They work as an architectural element as well as storage. Storage is space is at a premium in New York City, so storage is very important. There are plenty of options out there for storage. There's no excuse to walk into a space and see everyone's mess and design disaster. Like the first thing you walk in and you see papers all over the place or someone's electronics. There are ways of putting them, organizing them, and hiding things. We also use these to hide a lot of her papers, her work area. And now, if you take a look over here, we've created a wonderful private space. Come take a look here. One of the first things I noticed when I walked into the space, I said, Kathleen, you have all this wall space. Why don't we put your beautiful pictures that she already had up on the wall? So we created a little niche. This is her living, her personal area. We went shopping. We got these fabulous pillows. They weren't a lot of money. We picked them up at Daffy's, Bed Bath & Beyond, fun places like that. You don't have to spend a mint to have your place look like a mini Versailles. These all reflect some of Kathleen's favorite colors. Color is another important factor. For the purposes of budget, we decided not to paint the walls of Kathleen's apartment. It would cost way too much. But what instead we have decided to do is to take one of her favorite colors. We're going to take a red, and we're going to paint her entranceway. She likes yellow as well, but if you take a look over here, these storage cubes were painted like an acid yellow. The yellow was too strong and nerve-wracking, and it contributed to a nervousness and a sense of like just not well-being, okay? So what we did is, I like to go to the store and pick up these wonderful little samples. You can get these at any store and do a little test and decide that helps you decide which color is best for your furniture or your wall. So what we're going to do is as you can see, we've already started painting. We're taking this wonderful soothing green color, one of Kathleen's favorite colors as well, and we're going to paint her, these are storage cubes, by the way, speaking of storage. We're going to paint them and create a more serene surrounding. Also, Kathleen is a person who's a very strong personality, independent New York City woman, but she also is a romantic at heart. She has some wonderful pieces that she picked up at antique stores outside of the city, not in the city. You're going to spend a lot of money for antiques in the city, but she has some beautiful romantic and pretty decorative objects as well. We're maximizing them. We also have a nice let's see, what else can I say? Sorry. Okay, over here, this is a great idea in terms of saving money. You don't have to spend a lot of money on art. Kathleen took her Christmas cards from the past years and she framed them. So we put them up again in her private space, and it reflects her feminine, romantic essence, which is great. Also, if you take a look over here, Kathleen has a number of pictures of family and friends. They are very important to her. So we are also going to create a rogues gallery. We're going to put a bunch of pictures. This is still a work in progress, but we're going to put a bunch of pictures on the wall. I said, why not take them off the table? They were all on the table. She needs to use this table when she has company. So what I suggested, one fun idea would be to go to a flea market or go to a place like Bed Bath & Beyond and pick up one of those fun, pretty golden frames, sort of antique looking, and frame your little rogues gallery and create another picture. In terms of design mistakes that people can make, there's many times when I've gone into a space and seen some serious decorating disasters. Some of them include, for instance, my pet peeve is walking into a space and looking directly at their electronics or their clutter. There's no need for that. There's plenty of ways to organize all that. And as far as TVs and electronics and computers, they can be organized into a clean space and moved out of a focal point. When you have a focal point, it should be something pretty. Electronics are not decorative. That's what I tend to tell my clients. I don't go in and yell at them or tell them something looks awful. Instead, I like to listen to them and I ask them what they don't like and what they do like about their space. Generally, they will tell me honestly that they don't like, let's say, their clutter or all the wires from their electronics. So there are ways of being diplomatic and respectful of people's feelings. It's very, very important because you're working together on your design concept. Okay, this is a wrap for today. Thanks for joining me on Design Therapy, and I'll see you next week. Bye.